Now we haven't done a box card in quite some time, but we have one today, and it's actually really cute. Perfect little Easter card. It's a crate of little chicks, and we're gonna put that together. So let's take a look at what we have. For the most part, this is kind of a paper piecing project where we're gonna be putting together the little chicks and then the actual structure for the box card itself. So there's a lot of little pieces. We're gonna kind of approach it systematically, one at a time here. And before you know it, we'll be done. Okay, so we're gonna start by, just start with the inside, basically. Okay, so we're gonna take this piece here. We've got a couple chicks that are trying to get out. They're upside down. And what we wanna do is find these two pieces here, and we're gonna look for the egg that goes along with the little chick here. Okay, so this one's gonna go right there, and then this one's gonna go right here, just like that. And that's all we need to do is just glue those two pieces on. So let's do that. Let's make sure that our glue nozzle is nice and clean, and just start getting that glue on the back of your egg. Now we did this in a kind of like a white glitter, and I did ink this with a little bit of turquoise around the outside just to jazz it up a little bit, and just get it nice and aligned with the back layer. Make sure that the little leg is sticking out nicely. There we go. And let's get the other one. And this is, in essence, really mostly just paper piecing. It's almost like we're taking it back to the days of scrapbooking, aside from the actual box card itself, which is really straightforward to put together once we have all the pieces in place. Okay, so we'll get the other one in place here. Just kind of nudge it around until it fits nice and flush with the backmost layer. Okay, and then of course we have this layer here that we're going to glue these onto, and you can see exactly where they go. I would use the little feet here as kind of your guide. And actually, let's start here on the larger area as far as our gluing goes, and then just hit the tips of the little feet there, the talons, with a tiny bit of glue. And you can see here that one has 2 feet out, the other has 1 foot out. So just get those lined up nicely. Make sure that it sits on this little black area accurately. If it's a little bit off, it's okay. Okay, so there's one, and we'll get the other one here. Let's get, again, just try to hit the tips of the little talons here with a little bit of glue, just so that they don't come peeling apart. And I'm focusing my gaze on the little black parts of the toes, just to make sure that that's aligned, and then working my way down, just making sure everything's nice and centered and laying on top of that layer correctly. And there we go. Okay. And while we have this piece, we can go ahead and just kind of fold at the score marks here. And our first layer is complete. So we can put that off to the side, and we'll kind of just work our way in. Next layer here is our main little chick, who's really pumped for Easter. Okay, so there's that. That's going to go on like that. And then we've got a series of smaller pieces to kind of get her all decorated. And I'm going to grab those pieces now. And she's got a little bow, so let's get that. There's that piece, and this piece, and then the little center of the bow. Okay, she does have some cheeks, so there's a series of little circles that were cut out, and you can see them all here together. What you want to do is find the 2 largest circles. These are just a tiny bit bigger than the other ones, which are for the little chicks on the front of the card. Also, let's find our beak. Same applies with that. Find the larger beak. There it is. Okay. And then there's also going to be a set of, this is kind of like a shadow layer for the eyeballs. And for the beak, you'll notice that this one is a little bit larger. Okay. All right, so we'll get that, and put that off to the side for our little chickies later. And then we've got the little egg pieces here for the little chicks as well. So we'll get to that when we get to it. But first and foremost, let's get our little chickadee glued down. So go ahead and get some glue on the back of our little chick. She's kind of like an Easter cheerleader. Not really, but it looks like she's working on some kind of a cheer. Okay. So just match that up with the little shadow layer there on the main structure, and just kind of nudge it if you need to, get it nice and centered. There we go. Press that down. Okay, and let's get the bow glued down. You can see where that's going to go. It's going to go like that. So we're going to start with the purple layer. In my case, it's purple. It's like the full bow. There's also like a half a bow, but we want to start with the full one. And you can see that there's a little shadow layer here, or a little shadow section on where the bow is going to go. So we want to get that glued down. Just get that right into place. Then we're going to take this layer here, and we're going to glue that to the bottom of the layer that we just put down. And just try to get the glue into little corners there. Okay, so, whoops, oh boy. No. These little tiny little pieces. It may be time for me to break out the pick-me-up tool. If I drop that piece, then who knows what's coming here. Okay, so just get that nice and aligned with the base or the bottom of the existing bow there. And try to match it up nicely. There we go, that looks good. And then, you know what, let me grab my little pick-me-up tool here. This will help. Okay, and for those of you wondering, this is the Silhouette pick-me-up tool. It's got a little tacky tip that is great for picking up things. And then on the back of it here, you've got this little tool that you can use. There's a flat little edge. So we're going to place that right in the center of the bow. And then with the little tool, we're going to press down and pull that away. Okay, so there we go. Now we can take our little eyeballs, and there's really not any markers here. But what we're going to do is just make sure that it's centered, and there's a little cutout here where the little feathers are, and you want it nice and centered with that, just slightly above it. If you're, you know, a centimeter or a millimeter higher or lower, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure that you have it nice and centered, and just drop a little bit of glue on the back of this. And let's get that nice and centered. Right about there. Looks good. Oops. There we go. All right, let's pick up our beak and get a little bit of glue on the beak. Oops. There we go. And just pop that right into the white area that looks like the beak would go there. We're actually going to use a felt pencil or a pen to draw in the eyeballs and some eyelashes and some eyebrows. But before we do that, let's grab her little cheeks, and just a little dot of glue on that will go a long way. And the cheeks are going to go right off to the side, pretty much center from the the top side of the beak there. So just kind of pop it like that. There we go. And get the other one there. Probably too much glue on that little piece. And let's center that right about there. Perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm going to grab a pencil because pens are just way too permanent for me. I don't like pens on this. I'll do it with a pencil, and then I might fill it in. with a pen, but just kind of draw a little circle there right in the center. Okay, and then another little circle right about there. Okay, and I think I'm going to fill that in now with a pen. Well, this is actually like a felt pen. There we go. There we go. Nice little eyeballs there. And then let me just fill in these little areas here where. Okay. And then we're gonna just kind of draw two little marks right there. Give her some eyelashes. Like that. And then just a little eyebrow. Like that. Okay. I went really light, but I kind of like that look because she's kind of delicate. Okay. All right. So there is our next layer all done. Okay. We can put that off to the side. And now this is actually the front of our card. There are going to be some chicks on the front of the card. Okay. So we can actually go ahead and assemble. Well, actually, let's do this first. There's our next little layer, and let's get our chicks installed. And where are they? Well, actually, what we need to do is take this little egg piece and just glue that right to the top on the right side. So let's do that. Get a little bit of glue on this little cracked eggshell, and you can kind of see where that goes. Just pop that right on there. Okay, and then we've got a large eggshell here on this side, and you want to kind of, you can see where this little I don't know what you want to call it, this little nub kind of sticks out. You want to keep the straight line just above that nub here, and also kind of flush with this little curve here. Okay, so do your best. If you don't get it perfect, it's okay. It'll still work. Just try your best to get that aligned correctly. There we go. Pardon my head for a second. There we go. Okay, so that's in place. And then we've got another little eggshell that's going to go on the right side. And you can see how there's a little piece of that shadow for the eggshell there. Also on the right-hand side, so just get that aligned as accurately as you can. And it'll be good. Okay, and now we've got the little facial thing that we did with the previous chick, and you'll notice that I believe these are the same. Yeah, they're exactly the same, actually. And this guy here, the way that we're going to put this in, it actually kind of fits like a little puzzle piece into the bottom here where the little egg's cracked, so that's how you know where the alignment is. Same with this guy here. There's a little cutout where this almost fits perfectly like a little puzzle, and that's where you want to place those. So let's do that. Let's get those in place. I'm going to grab my pick-me-up tool here. And just a few little dots of glue. You don't need a ton on this. It's a very, very small piece. Okay, and again, try to fit it into this little area where it almost looks like it fits like a little puzzle. And then I'm gonna nudge this over just a tad, get it nice and centered. And there we go. So that one's in place. Let me grab the other one. And just a few little dots of glue. Whoops. Oh no, oh no. There we go. All right, again, this one has another little cutout here between the two center points on the little eggshell thing. Okay, So that's that. Now we can grab our little beaks, and these beaks are identical, the two smaller ones, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. It should work fine on either one. Let's grab that and get that installed right onto that little area. Grab your next one. Whoops. Way too much glue there. Okay. Pop that into place, like so. Okay. And so this guy here, well, you know what, let's put our cheeks in place, might as well. We got one cheek, one tiny little drop of glue on that. Don't need more than that, otherwise it's gonna end up spewing out. And again, use the sides of the top of the nose here as your kind of guide for placement, like that. Okay. And the other side, there we go. Grab the next one. It's a handy little tool. I actually gave, I think I gave like 5 of these away in the Dreaming Tree group on Facebook as one of our giveaways. And hopefully you guys are using them because they're very handy. Okay. There we go. And voila. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to draw some eyes. This one we're going to have looking up. So we're going to start our circle right at the top here. Okay. And right at the top on this one. So he's kind of staring up. Just fill that in a little more, and then I'll go back with my pen to make it nice and rich. I get kind of freaked out when I'm drawing because I can't draw for the life in me. So I start with a pencil. I feel like I can always erase it. Okay, now this guy here, we're going to draw his eyes right in the center. And then we're also going to give him some eyebrows. There we go. That's not bad, Leo. It's a little hard to draw perfectly on this textured paper. That's not bad. I'll fill in his eyebrows a little bit. There we go. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna kind of maybe curl them more. There we go. Okay, how's that look? Let me fix this a little bit. So this layer is pretty much done. And yeah, we can put that off to the side. Now let's actually start working on the structure here. Well, what we can do first is I'm gonna grab this piece here, and we're just gonna glue this right on top like this so that's nice and flush. Okay, so let's get our glue throughout this piece here. Okay, just get it aligned right with the top, get it centered. There we go. And it's perfect. Let's give that a press. Okay. All right, now we've got this piece here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this purple piece, and we're going to glue that on like so. So get your glue on the back of there. And just align it with this little centerpiece here. I'm going to lift this up and get it nice and centered, and then just press down. Once you got it, you got it. Okay, then we have a little gray piece here. Get your glue on there, and we'll put that right on top of this purple piece that we just put down. Again, just kind of looking at the center point here and getting that aligned nicely. It should terminate on both ends, right where that little nub is. Okay, there we go. And you know, we could probably, there's a little caption that's going to go on the front here. You can take and actually pinch these leaves. There are some little score marks there just to kind of give this a little bit of dimension. And we did include a little print to cut element for those of you that are able to print and cut. You can, well, with a Cricut you can do it if you have white paper. I did this with my Cameo, and I was able to actually print and cut on this pearlescent paper. So that worked out nicely. We included a little Happy Easter caption, and that is going to go right smack dab in the middle here of this little leafy green piece. Just make sure you get it nice and centered. We'll just flatten that out. I'm going to end up zotting this onto the front, so I don't want to do that just yet. But almost there. Now we've got two more little panels that are going to go on the main structure here on either side. So let's do that. Just throw a little bit of glue on this panel and get it nice and centered here, like so. Make sure it's level. That's pretty good. And the other side. And then we're basically ready to assemble the actual structure here. It's going to go pretty quick. It's not hard. I actually haven't put a box card together in quite some time. We're always making super fancy cards. But okay, so there's that. You want to go ahead and take and fold everything at the score marks just to get everything ready. Okay. And first step is going to be, well, connecting this to the back. Okay, and so this tab here is going to be, well, you're pretty much going to glue this like so. Okay, so let's just do that. That's an easier way to kind of understand what we're doing here. Let's get some glue on our tab here and run that glue right out to the very edge, and if possible. Okay, and so just take that tab and just align it. And just make sure that this bottom part is also flush and nice and round, and just hold that in place. Should be nice and lined up at the bottom there as well. Okay, then we can take this and fold it over and put some glue on this tab. Let me get that glue out to the edges here. Okay, and just tuck that tab under and glue that down so that everything's nice and flush. There we go. Just like that. And you can see here, it should sway back and forth effortlessly, like that. Okay, so we've got our structure here ready for the rest of the inserts. This guy here, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should start from the back. Okay, so we're going to take our backmost layer. We're going to put glue on these tabs, and these tabs, this piece is going to sit flat on the ground or on our table. And these tabs, you're going to glue them as far back as you can. Okay, so there should be the ends of them, the ends here should be kind of touching the back of this. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's just throw some glue on this, like this. Okay, and I'm just going to dab that and just kind of spread it a little bit just to make it a little more tacky so it glues down a lot faster for us. And then we'll just take this, drop it in so it's nice and flush, and then grab the tabs and just kind of bring them all the way back so that the tips of the tabs are touching the back of the card. You also want to make sure that everything is nice and level. Okay, so just give it a squeeze on both sides, and then while you're doing that, kind of press it back and forth just to make sure that it's able to move too. We want it to be able to move. Okay. All right, so that is how that layer works. And then we've got, you know what we can do actually, let's put these chicks in next. Okay, so that is just a matter of getting our glue on this area here. I'm gonna do this first because we need the next layer behind that to be butted up against us. So just take this, get your glue on there, drop it in, and just kind of push it forward and glue it to the face, the back part of the face of our card here. And let's just put that on our table like so. We can press down like this. Okay, so there is our second layer, and that just leaves the chick here. And these tabs we're gonna fold towards us. Okay, and just like the back layer, we're gonna pop it in, make sure that it's sitting on our surface, and take those tabs and glue them to the sides, and make sure that this, you can see it, you can see how that tab is kind of touching the front. Okay, so let's get our glue on this tab here, and on this tab here. Oh geez, glue, really? What are you doing? What are you doing, glue? Geez, glue. I thought me and yous was pals. And then just take your fingers and just kind of push it as far forward as it'll go while maintaining contact with those tabs on the side. Okay, give that a second to set, and then while it's still kind of setting, just press and hold that in place. And then maybe go the other way too. Okay, there we go. And there is our super cute box card. And as I mentioned, I'm going to grab a 3D Zot, throw it on the back of this guy, and we're just going to pop that right on the front here. We want it kind of about there. So of course, card wouldn't be complete without an envelope, which we have for you, and that'll fit this thing nicely. So let's take a look at that. You can see what the card looks like. Super cute. Yep, and that got messed up, so I'm gonna have to redo it so that when I photograph it, it doesn't look all blemished. But anyway, so we've got this little piece here that's going to go behind this little area here to kind of give this like a dual tone sort of look. And well, let's get to gluing that. Now you want to make sure that you're applying your glue onto the area on the actual envelope itself. Otherwise, if you put it on the white piece here, you're not going to know where to not put glue because of these cutouts. So just be careful with that. And then what I'll probably do is I will just throw a little bit of glue on this piece as well, but only on the perimeter because I don't really know where it terminates if I look at the actual flap itself. So I'm going to do that just like that. Okay, and we'll get that aligned. Nice and even. Okay, and just press that down. And do have a little flower. that we're going to put in between these little flourishes here. Just pop that right in there, like so. And then maybe just adorn that with, actually, did I do that right? No, I didn't. Well, I just really messed up this envelope. Good thing I don't do this kind of stuff all the time. Otherwise, you guys probably wouldn't even watch me. Okay, just get that nice and centered right there. We're gonna put a little rhinestone on there. And again, I've got a little blemish on here, but just ignore that. You know, throw just a line of glue along the inner edge here of the envelope. And I'm gonna spread that out a little bit because I noticed that sometimes my envelopes warp a little bit because of that. So just take that and look at that. Look at this mess. I'm human, guys. But yeah, that's not gonna be, I'm gonna have to redo that. That's okay. But that's how you put the envelope together. It's very easy. And let me make sure there's a little bit of glue in there, but just wanna show you, when you fold this, it's gonna go into your envelope nicely. And my envelope is not even dry yet, so, but you can see that it fits in there nicely. So I'm gonna redo that. That's garbage. And there's our card. I love this one. It's super cute. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And if you make this or any of the items from our new Easter bundle, we'd love to see them. So join us in the official group on Facebook by doing a search for Dreaming Tree Group and joining myself, the team, Ron, Diana, Mike, and almost 11,000 dreamers that inspire us daily. So again, thanks for hanging out with me, and I look forward to crafting with you again.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.